there's ever been a time I liked more quarterbacks. But I'm telling you, the guys now, Lamar, Mahomes, and Russell Wilson, are frightening. Like, they can move, they can run, they can throw. They're playmakers. I like Jared Goff, but Sean McVay protects him. I like Jimmy Garoppolo, but the coach protects him. I like Carson Wentz, but his highs are highs and his lows are lows. I like Deshaun Watson, but again, highs are highs, lows can be really low, and he doesn't feel like this group. I mean, I'm watching Russell Wilson yesterday. That is one of the greatest performances. I mean, he was flawless. And they got bad offensive line play on the road against a Pro Bowl quarterback. Lamar Jackson. I just kind of feel like I don't have a top 5 quarterback list. I've got a top 3, and they're separating. Again, Brady and Breeze are good when everything is going right. Wentz and Deshaun and Rodgers can be spectacular. But Aaron leaves way too much on the field. He didn't yesterday. Deshaun doesn't throw a beautiful ball, and he has, like Wentz, some really bad moments. These guys are sick. They're just unbelievable. You get all the ceiling, very, very rarely get the lows. I mean, they're playmakers, so you're going to make mistakes because you're just. I mean, yesterday Lamar took a shot in the sideline, and I'm like, oh, dude, get out of bounds. But a lot of what I see yesterday doesn't stick. I got a top 3 quarterback list, and then 4 is about 6 guys, depending on who they play. Aaron yesterday was spectacular. I don't think he's going to look like the rest of the year like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar has 12 more Sundays like that, or Mahomes has 12 more Sundays, or Russell's got 12 more Sundays like that. I don't think Aaron, Wentz, or Deshaun will. They feel like they've separated. I mean, they just are. You can't take your eyes off them. Here's the other thing. So I picked Baltimore to win the Super Bowl, and they look great, blah, blah, blah. So, again, they were going to win that game. It was the only game this week. I wouldn't even touch the Jags-Colts game. The only game I predicted a blowout. I said, come on, you got to give me a break on this. Cleveland's got a new coach. Cleveland's not as good. Cleveland beat Baltimore last year, so Baltimore's not going to overlook Cleveland. It was a blowout. It wasn't close. 2 things I take away from that game. Number 1, Baltimore's fantastic. They would have blown out a lot of teams in the NFL yesterday. So let's not bury Cleveland. Okay, Baltimore is packed. They're dynamic, physical. They didn't even run the football particularly well yesterday. They're still dropping points. They could have gone to their 3rd stringers, backups by the 3rd quarter. Baltimore is in a salary cap era, that's about as good as a roster can be. They got deep threats. They got tight ends. They got a star quarterback. They got a good old line. They got star corners. They got a star pass rusher. In a salary cap league, they got everything. They got everything. But the second thing, you can keep changing head coaches. Baker Mayfield's the same guy. Number 1, he continues to think he's way more athletic than he is. Tries to run around. He's not. Number 2, he still has no relationship with OBJ. Was it 13 targets, 10 targets, 3 catches? It doesn't click. Baker still wildly inconsistent. His accuracy, which was a strength at Oklahoma, is all over the map. He sails the ball way too much. This football team in Cleveland, you can keep changing the coaches. You got a limited quarterback. Mistake prone, not as accurate as he should be, not as athletic as he thinks he is. And they ran the ball very effectively yesterday with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. They had like 123 yards. That's what they are. That is what they are. And I think Buffalo's figured it out. They like Josh Allen, but they're not led by Josh Allen. Most teams with young quarterback. Now Arizona's different. They just, Kyler, go save us. But when I watch Cleveland, you can keep changing everything. But they were a mess early. They were a mess late. OBJ and Baker have no relationship. And Baker's got to get out of this feeling that he's some like athletic guy, hyper athletic, can move around. Dude, you're a guy that throws well on 3rd and 2. Pick it, stick it, get it done, get it out, get the ball away faster. Don't hold on to it. That's not your game plan. But I still think Cleveland can go 9-7. I'm not bailing because I think Baltimore would have blown out everybody but Kansas City maybe yesterday or Seattle. They would have rolled everybody yesterday. But you can keep changing coaches. I see the same Baker. I saw more potential with Joe Burrow in his first game. He's bigger than Baker. He throws a better ball than Baker. He's more athletic than Baker. He feels more poised. He feels more consistent, more calm. I just look at Cleveland and I'm like, Baker afterwards on the Ravens. Here's what he said.
Sometimes a wake-up call is pretty good for everybody. You know, a nice punch in the mouth, and that's how we should take it. We should, you know, not dwell on it. Realize that we just got beat today. They played better than us. Look at it and get better, move on, and go play the Bengals. That's all we can do.
I don't think it's a punch in the mouth moment. I think it's a realize what you are and play to your strengths moment. And by the way, I know what you're going to say. What about Sam Darnold? He doesn't have these weapons. He doesn't have anything close to this. The Jets have a completely rebuilt offensive line, 4 new starters, and they're not high-end guys. One's a rookie, and the other guys are kind of like bounce around the league guys. These are not superstar offensive linemen. So, you know, I didn't think it was a punch in the mouth moment. I thought it was a moment of clarity, which is if Baker's going to be thrown at 35 times in these games, this is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like. He's going to be running around more than he should, inaccurate more than he should. And let's stop pretending OBJ and Baker work. It doesn't work. They've had a billion practices. They've had a bunch of games. It doesn't work. This is why I think OBJ, I think Baker feels like he's got to get him the football, and I think it distracts him. I think it gets him out of his kind of rhythm. OBJ is a great trade piece. I'd be happy if he went there. Cleveland doesn't need another great receiver. What Cleveland needs to do is just pound the rock, throw it on third and...
The game was going to be won, you know, by Cam and the running backs, and everybody else had to do their job and just compliment, you know, what they was doing in the run game. And that's Bill Belichick's style of play. Like, I think if he could play that type of game consistently throughout the course of the season, he'll do it. If he can get away with taking advantage of teams in the run game, he's going to do it. And now he got a second running back in the backfield with Cam, you know, who can take off and be explosive himself. So, you know, I expect the game plan to broaden from here. You know, I know the competition is going to get stiffer. So
yeah.
If the game plan got to change. You know, it was the Miami Dolphins, 3 turnovers by Fitzpatrick. It's not going to happen every week. So they need to look at this game, this upcoming week versus Russell Wilson as, you know, it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a shootout. They have to take advantage of everything that comes their way. So it'd be real interesting to see how Cam reacts this week and how different the game plan is from last week.
You've told me your favorite coach of all time was Andy Reid, and I want to go back to Thursday night with Patrick Mahomes. He was really wickedly efficient. And just your thoughts. We knew he was a gunslinger, but he went really surgical on Thursday night. And what was your interpretation of what you saw?
Oh, man, just a guy in year 4 who gets it, who understands the game. Even more than he did, you know, year 2 and 3. Year 2, he won the MVP. In year 3, he wins the Super Bowl. Year 4, he comes out and looks even better in his debut. And, you know, I just got to give props to Andy, man, in terms of, you know, finding another good running back, Carl Edwards-Helaire, who stepped in and he almost looked like a Brian Westbrook. And, you know, that's just the catalyst to success, you know, in the National Football League. When you can put a good back, you know, in the backfield, you can neutralize the defense. And Patrick, you know, he exemplified that in every way. You know, the run game was going, and he just did his thing in the passing game, just throwing dots. His precision is amazing.
Yeah.
And his vision, you know, the way he sees the field. I mean, he can make every throw, but you got to see it before you throw it. And he see it before it even happens. And Andy loves guys with great vision. I tell you that. You know, we had that conversation. Patrick's vision is just on another level, and his anticipation.
Yeah. Michael Vick, it's great talking to you. By the way, I'm from the Pacific Northwest. You played in Atlanta. I thought Russell Wilson yesterday, Michael. I mean,
amazing.
I mean, honest to God, Michael, I don't even know. That was flawless.
Russell, like fine wine, he's getting better with time. You know, he's one of the guys, he's going to age really well in the National Football League. And he'll play until his 40s. He got the body size. He got the smarts, man. You know, good things for Seattle. They can continue to build around Russell.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Mike, good talking to you. Michael Vick is joining.